Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Make it a roll call, please.
Michael Cashman,
Present.
Thomas Wood,
Here.
Barbara Hebert,
Here.
Charles Kostak,
Here.
Dana Isabella,
Here.
Catherine Galucci,
Here.
and James Coffey.
Here. All right. Moving forward with tonight's meeting, is there anyone seeking to provide public comment this evening? Seeing none, I will acknowledge that we have two of our county legislators with us tonight, though. Thank you for being here. I just want to make a couple of very brief remarks as it relates to supervisor's report. First, we are entering the Battle of Plattsburgh weekend. We have a shared history with the city of Plattsburgh. I think it's always fun to note that, all of this great region, with the city was the town of Plattsburgh in 1785, and then the village formed in 1815 with the city chartering in about 1902. We have a shared history and a great opportunity to celebrate that, so please take advantage of the various activities that are going on throughout the weekend. I want to thank the 1814 Inc. for continuing to put together such great programming and volunteering. So that's the first thing. The other thing that I wanted to note on and talk about is collaboration, as there has been probably an ongoing growing interest by many people throughout the region as it relates to the Crate Center. And not trying to step on a soapbox here, but want to kind of just share again with this group some of the thoughts that I have publicly put out into the domain. And that is that the city is positioning itself to try to have more conversations about filling that gap. And my position is that we have a number of ways to approach seeking truly regional collaboration. And I have formally recommended on many occasions that we use the Clinton County Youth Bureau as the conduit for that conversation and tap into public-private partnerships. And it has been suggested to me that the Clinton County Youth Bureau isn't necessarily the agency, but they actually reach into the 14 towns, the 3 villages, and the city of Plattsburgh, along with our county legislators and others. So I think more conversations are occurring, but I think it's also important to note that the town of Plattsburgh has been providing gold standard recreation 4 seasons for years, from our youth development to our seniors, and we have very strong partnerships with the surrounding municipalities, not just the city of Plattsburgh, but I think of our summer programs, for example, working with Scholar Falls and Saranac. And this isn't standing on a soapbox, it's just acknowledging that recreation needs to occur with everybody at the table from the beginning, because absence of providing chairs to people at tables at the beginning, people feel left out. We also miss things, and items that shouldn't be political become political. And that's just been my statement, and I've communicated that to our county administrator, along with the mayor and some others. And the other part to it is it's very exciting for the region that the YMCA, as we all know, is about to be making some very significant contributions. And I say it as contributions because I don't think they're going to fill every gap, but contributions in changing the trajectory of recreation and services and amenities in the region as well. So I bring that to everybody's attention in my supervisor report to say over the course of the many weeks, months, and who knows, possibly years, some of you and others, along with our staff members, whether it be recreation, the planning department, and elsewhere, we'll probably find ourselves around some different tables, and we just need to be open-minded, take nothing off the table until it's off the table, but also not overcommit ourselves based on one particular perspective. I hope that's helpful. I just wanted to share that. Tonight, we do have one item that I am seeking to bring to the table, and that is Resolution 177. It's Superintendent of Building and Grounds, promotion for Stephen Waldron. Might I have the resolution read to the record?
Whereas a vacancy exists in the town of Plattsburgh Buildings and Grounds Department for a superintendent, and whereas Mr. Stephen Waldron has been recommended for the promotion to fill the vacant position in Buildings and Grounds Department, and whereas his qualifications have been reviewed by the County Department of Personnel and has been determined appropriate, therefore be it resolved that the town of Plattsburgh Town Board does hereby authorize the provisional promotion pending successful completion of the Superintendent of Buildings and Grounds examination. And be it further resolved that this promotion will take effect on September 11th, 2022. This places Mr. Waldron at grade 9, step 1, and salary $63,772.80. And be it further resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign all necessary documents to promote Mr. Waldron to the position of Superintendent of Buildings and Grounds. And be it further resolved that the certified copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and be placed in Mr. Waldron's personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Wood, is there any discussion? I would just provide a couple of things for clarity. The promotion will take effect as it relates to a new payroll period. That's why the date has been identified there. The grading step was set through the process of working with Ronnie Travers, who serves as our HR specialist, and that falls in line with the other non-union department heads. And then the amount there will be prorated as it relates to the year too. So just want to provide full clarity. Any further discussion?
I just think this is an excellent opportunity and is going to close a door that we needed to close a long time ago. That's kind of been flopping in the breeze for quite some time, and I just think it's going to gel that department together along with the other moves that we're making. I think it's really going to solidify.
Is there any idea of when the civil service is?
Nope, could be 6 months, could be 2 years type of thing, so. Yeah, so, all right, with nothing further, I'm actually gonna ask a roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Dana Isabella,
Yes.
and Michael Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. I will inform Stephen, thank you very much for that. This evening, the rest of the materials that will be on the docket for next week include minutes, budget amendments, uniform services award, and also Town of Plattsburgh Developers Guide, LaPella Associates. I think it would be worth noting that we have incredible staff members and team members through and through in every department, but one of the items that has been really exciting is a couple of years ago during the State of the Town, the Clinton County Board of Realtors reached out to me. They were very interested in learning more about our smart growth plan, and through some networking conversations, they informed me that they had some opportunity for some grants out there. We were successful in getting a grant through them about a year or two ago, and then there was an opportunity to follow up on that for some new stuff, and Jess authored 3 grants, really in theory, and we were successful across the gamut, and this relates to this developer's guide. The town of Plattsburgh continues to be a center of economic development for the region. This will be a really, really good tool moving forward, and it falls within that smart growth plan too. Just wanted to note it now because you'll most likely bump into Jess between now and next week, and just give her some congratulations. And the last reason that I wanted to invoke her name this evening was she was nominated. The TDC is doing this new thing. It's similar to the 40 under 40 type program, a little bit different, called the Groundbreakers. It's individuals that are doing new and exciting and groundbreakers in their profession, and she was nominated and she was also selected. So she's going to get a little bit of a nod. I'm very, very proud of the work, and she's completely embarrassed by it, but so deserving. She's an incredible contributor to the team on so many different levels. So at this point, are there any committee reports? Anyone seeking to provide committee reports?
I'd like to provide a
Sure.
committee report update, and it pertains to the liaison committee for the town clerk. And I encourage some comments from Supervisor Cashman and our town clerk, Katie Calucci. What's nice about this update is it's real time. There was an event that occurred here today. And just for the viewers and the audience out there, that the background for this, a while ago, not too long ago, it feels like it, but we had transferred ownership of the mausoleum. So the community mausoleum is there now. In dealing with that, obviously the town of Plattsburgh, we had to introduce some guidelines to understand how we could operate that on a daily basis. The one thing I want to say though is with guidelines, what's really been good with our board is that there's a balance to this, because this is a place where people go to see their loved ones. So instinctually, this board, I think, has a heartfelt empathy, and that's the balance to this situation. Because sometimes we have statutory prescribed restrictions on how we can take care of the perpetual care of the mausoleum. But what happened here today was an invitational opportunity for people to come forward, ask questions. What was really helpful was Supervisor Cashman was able to give a very good summary of the history of the mausoleum, of which I was re-educated on some aspects of that. But what it entailed was the opportunity for people to step forward if they'd like to and be the stewards of our community mausoleum. And again, I encourage any comments from Supervisor Cashman and Town Clerk Katie Calucci, but I was here in a capacity to observe that. And so questions, solution focused, because sometimes we don't have anything that we can necessarily offer immediately, but there was a solution focused opportunity as well.
I would just say the seedling to this is the concept, as we've talked about for a while, and COVID really, I would say, probably slowed some things down. Obviously, just being able to get people in a room, but the seedling is Friends of the Mausoleum will grow over time. It's really an opportunity, again, to have some community participation and stewardship to help with perpetual care in some soft touch ways. Simply, things like if there's like many mausoleums or graves or different places of worship and reflection might have a sign-in book, that group would manage it, or do some gentle touch dusting or sweeping and things like that. So it was just a really good meeting, and I want to thank Katie for leaning in and getting that together. I think there's a lot of opportunity for growth over time, but I think we already have a plan of action to, within the next couple of weeks, to meet some of the needs and interests of that group that will be both heartfelt and go a long way. So.
Yeah, it's great to have people come together. It is sensitive, but we're here for them, even though some aren't necessarily town residents, right? So we just want to be sensitive to that and be able to, create a beautiful space where we can and how we can and facilitate, even donations. Like, we've talked about some seating in the place, and so, a family wants to potentially donate a bench to the mausoleum for seating, which is great. So just things like that, and so it was really nice to get everybody together. We've got contact information, and we're planning to do it annually, so that'll be nice as well. And that's all. It was great.
Katie, I would dare say, just knowing that often sometimes people are watching this later, that if people are interested in just kind of learning more about Friends of the Mausoleum, just to reach out to your office, right?
That's correct. Yeah, reach out to the town clerk's office, and we can get you on the communications email list. It's really going to be an email-based list at this time.
Great. Perfect. Any other committee reports? All right, seeing nothing further, we will adjourn tonight's meeting then at 6:14 p.m. Thank you, folks. Drive safe.
Is there available space at that mausoleum, or?
There is not.
There's not, okay.
Our insurance agent